Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So thankful to have you here with me today as we look into what is changing for you. So this is a timeless reading. Whenever you find it is meant for you to hear it at the time. So we have three groups represented by a card from three different decks. I didn't plan on doing it that way, but kind of felt the need to do it. So here we are. We also have crystals to accompany these cards. Now I did want to allow you to try to choose with your intuition before I show you what's on the card. So if you already know what group you want to choose based on the backs of the cards or the crystals beneath them, go right ahead. The timestamps are in the description box. And you can choose however many you would like to. I really don't think there's a limit to how many changes can go on in your life. Just do whatever feels right to you, and that is exactly the way to do it. So I will be showing the cards now. So let's start with group one. For you, group one, we have the card of freedom with selenite for your crystal. Two, we have Skyfather, trust in the unknown with a rose quartz. All of these crystals are raw as well. Group three, last but not least, we have card number 27, exchanging gifts with your crystal citrine. So these are the groups. Take your time with choosing. The timestamps are in the description box. And hopefully you let me know how it resonates for you in the comments. If you enjoy, leave it a like. But let's see what's going on for you. So I'll join you in your readings. Until then, toodles. Welcome, group one. So thankful to have you here with me today as we look into what is changing for you at this time. So I have these oracle cards here to start us off, and then we're going to get more detailed with the tarot. So let's start off with these and we'll get there. So for you, group one, we have a card number 4, higher power. Card number 21, clean it up. Diligence. Card number 25, deceit. Third quarter moon, adjustments are required. Let me stop. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. There's a full moon eclipse coming up when I'm filming, at least. And we have trader, exchange energy to create abundance. And hermit, retreat and recharge. Whew, goodness. Group one. Quite the intensity here in this group. I feel this is a lot about a restructuring, getting things in order, decluttering, reading the fine print, really looking at things for what they are and not for what you want to see them as. I feel that this is a time of truth, and truth being the main objective for you, whether that be you asking for truth or you having very important discussions about what truth is, what the truth of a matter is, whether that be in a relationship. Just in theory, you could be trying to philosophize what truth is, or your idea of how you've been living your life, and really taking stock of your situation and seeing if you've been living from a truthful place. What's changing is a lot of I feel like there's things that are happening to reveal what hasn't been balanced, what hasn't been really a representation of what your version or what your truth is outside of what your idea of what it has been. If that makes sense. I do just feel like analyzing your associations with people specifically and how you interact with the world. And I feel that a lot of the old parts of you, the parts of you that you've been attached to, maybe out of fear or just out of society's conditioning, I feel like outworn and outdated versions of you are being more illuminated. And as you discover truth, I feel like a dedication to truth, like you're extremely dedicated to that, or you're being challenged with accepting truth into your life. But as you continue to pursue this path, I feel that you'll for some of you, I feel like the connections that you've been used to engaging in will not feel as authentic as maybe you thought they were. I feel this is a time of really looking at how you engage with others and how others engage with you, and if there is some level of deceit. I feel with this traitor and deceit, I know it's spelled differently, but it makes me think of traitor, like Traitor. That version, where they're untrustworthy. And I feel it's asking you to look at where there may be some hidden motives with others, and being mindful of how it's time to move away from that. And that may require you to really take a stand. I want to say, I don't think this is going to be an easy process, but I feel like it's shifting you into a time of freedom, of being okay with yourself and finding solace within you, and not seeking that from others who potentially will take advantage of it. And there does feel like this blockage of expression for you, group one. I kind of feel a little all over the place, so I feel like your energy is maybe being spread a little bit too thin, or you're taking a lot on at this time. And I feel a need to like simplify and make a list of priorities. Like, what are your priorities, and are you giving enough time to what is most important to you? Are you giving enough time to yourself to really tune into how you feel and where these feelings are stemming from, and if the interactions that you have with others is draining you, or if it is creating a sense of fulfillment and harmony and connection that helps you to see a new part of yourself, or helps you to at least express yourself genuinely without having to put on this persona or to show up for someone like it's a job, but to just be and to relax and feel as if it's okay to just exist, you know? With this diligence card, I feel like it's asking for you to be consistent with your boundaries, or consistent with you closing out certain situations that need to be let go of. With this clean it up, it just makes me feel like the tower has fallen. There could be a shakeup that's going on in your life right now, or a lot of chaos or turmoil in some area, whether that be your living environment or your relationships and friendships in your community or your workplace, I feel like there is some level of upheaval going on, and it's really calling on you to connect with your sense of self and who are you. It's like getting a good sense of your identity so that you aren't kind of associating with what isn't really you, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. I feel a lot of insight coming in, maybe detaching from an old belief system or detaching from a level of self-deceit that may be going on, of denying your situation or denying whatever is going on. I feel just you wanting truth and that being the main thing that's coming to you. But the truth that is coming, I do feel it causes a level of uncertainty, and I feel that uncertainty is going to help you to sift through what is important to you. It's like breaking it down and learning to observe your situation from a new perspective, and to not get so it's like that paradox of being present but zooming out, because with this card, it's like, don't get lost in your current circumstances. Always remember that one part of your life is also connected to another. So to get stuck on just one aspect and to be consumed by it would cause you to neglect other aspects that need your attention. But I really see a need to make time for solitude and quiet being so important. I feel like you guys, especially with this card being the bottom of the deck that came out, rest and rejuvenation, you need to find some time to yourself, because I do feel there's a lot of changes going on, especially in regard to some type of relationship or some type of contractual agreement or some community. I feel either you're detaching from one or you're moving on to another one, but I feel like it's like a new beginning and an ending. So you're moving towards people who are more reciprocal, where it's not you just overly giving or sacrificing yourself, or being taken advantage of. Maybe also for some of you, this is finding more truth about your beliefs. I want to say even religious beliefs. For some of you, maybe you're not feeling as if you're finding true meaning anymore from what you believe in, or what you engage in. But I feel like you're clearing out a lot of old beliefs, or clearing out a lot of negativity, or what's been keeping you held back from moving forward, and really seeing where there has been some change that has been on the back burner, but I feel like it's at this point maybe being forced upon you, like you have to deal with this now or you cannot progress forward. So maybe you are having to look back and see where there are some loose ends that need to be tied up, so that you aren't deceiving yourself about what needs to be done, and you finally taking care of it, because it's like boom in your face. Like you can't hide or run from it anymore. You have to address it. And I feel like that process can be overwhelming. So it is important that you take time out to yourself and really ground and tune into your inner guidance and what is happening on the inside, because I feel like if there is a lot going on the outside, equally there is going to be some internal some level of internal chaos that needs to be addressed, because as within, so without. So make sure that you are dedicating yourself to a self-care plan consistently. Personally, I've been really trying to incorporate at least, and let me say that I emphasize at least one day for me to just chill. Okay, chill, and whatever chill means to you, do that. But personally, I love a good bath with some tea and candles. Maybe I'll paint, maybe I'll journal, maybe I'll go on a walk, maybe I'll meditate, maybe I'll draw. You know, it just free reign for me. Okay, whatever I want to do, I will do it that day, nothing else. So I feel that it's so important to incorporate as a habit, because to neglect oneself is very detrimental. Okay, and I feel like a lot of decisions are having to be made, just a lot of restructuring of your life, of building a nice sturdy foundation of self-awareness and a core sense of identity. Although identity is fluid and we will constantly try on different hats throughout life and constantly be adapting to our situations, there should be a grounded sense of self within you at all times, so that even in the changes that go on, you still know who you are beneath all of the changes, excuse me. But I do want to move on to tarot now to see a bit more about this. So can we get more about what is changing for group 1, please? What is changing for group 1, please? We have the 6 of Wands reverse. That's interesting. Maybe I feel in some of the associations that you might be a part of, I feel like you're not being seen for your efforts, or you feel as if you're not being recognized or appreciated. And for some reason, you could feel as if you're stuck in some of these connections that don't bring you the sense of connection. For some reason, this card, I'm looking at this horse and it's giving me like side-eye energy, like maybe you side-eye the people that you're around, or it just feels like a lack of trust. But I need to get just a little bit more. Can we get more about this, please? Queen of Pentacles reversed. I'm actually probably gonna have to pause your video, group 1. I apologize for the disruption, but I'll be right back. Okay, group 1. So yes, I do feel with this Queen of Pentacles reversed, it just makes me think, like, prioritize yourself more often, and really see how valuable you are and how you really bring a lot of warmth and connection. I feel like you bring so much joy and love. It's just like you're a spark in the darkness for a lot of people, and I feel that you deserve to kind of see that within yourself and see your own value, and not base that. Sorry, I'm looking to see if it's recording. I just wanted to make sure, and not basing that off of what other people think of you, because I do feel like there could be a tendency to see your worth through the eyes of other people, and kind of let them determine how valuable you are. And I feel that need to come back to self, because other people's opinions or judgments or perceptions are very unreliable, especially in regard to our own sense of self and our own sense of identity. That's really an internal thing that has to be discovered. So I feel with this Queen of Pentacles reversed and 6 of Wands reversed, it's a need of really finding that inner recognition and that value within yourself, to really validate you on a deeper level and really help you to have that confidence that you can nurture and help you to turn your life into something so beautiful, because you have the confidence and the determination and the courage to really advocate for yourself like never before. So can we get more of them? What is changing? That's so very interesting. Yeah, I feel some repressed versions of yourself coming up to the surface, and maybe you needing to address some past woundings that may be there. You're really looking inward with this Hermit card, looking at what's been holding you back, what illusions or fears or just something from your past that may be too painful to look at. It's really asking for you to illuminate that part of yourself, to bring forth the gifts, talents, skills, and abilities within that have been hidden from your own sense of awareness. And with this Wheel of Fortune reversed, yeah, it's like closing out a cycle of maybe feeling like misfortune is the expected outcome, not trusting in the unknown because you feel as if life is too unpredictable, which for sure, I think life is definitely unpredictable, but with this Wheel of Fortune reverse, it's almost as if there's a sense of doom that looms, or that you feel like there's always clouds on the way, there's always misfortune behind a blessing, or there's just not enough goodness in life to keep you excited or hopeful or optimistic. There seems to be a deep-rooted sense of fear about something. I couldn't tell you what it is, but there could be just some repressed feelings. I feel like this is a highly emotional time, a highly intense. I just feel intensity here, and I feel like it is because there are some emotions that may be from your past or from past unfortunate situations or difficulties that you've had to go through that are causing some current issues. And I'm sorry for the noise in the background, group one, but let's get one more. And the Seven of Swords reversed lands on the Deceit card. And this card talks about deceit. So maybe there could be some hidden, some things that are just hidden. And they could be from your family, some things that haven't been talked about. Yeah, there could have been a very difficult situation that hasn't been talked about. That could stem from maybe some family dynamic, or it's like putting on this brave face of acting as if everything's okay, but beneath the surface there's a lot crumbling within. There's a lot going on within. There's a lot of maybe self-denial about how you feel, or not really truly accepting how you feel. I don't know what this is. It just seems like there's some form of the King of Wands. I don't know why the cards keep wanting to come over here for some reason. I wonder. I'll speak on these. I'm probably gonna have to pause your video again because of the noise in the background, but let me get the cards first and I'll be right back for you. Group one. What else? Yeah. Definitely some things needing to be illuminated. I feel like you've been through it, group one, for sure. And the Two of Cups on the bottom, Three of Wands, so interesting. There's definitely some difficult emotions. I'm gonna have to be back. group 1, so I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay, so group 1, again, I apologize for the interruptions, but I'm back. So for you, and the cards that have come out, I get some type of resentment, or there's like some lingering feelings about a situation that may have been dishonest, or you're embarrassed about how something went in your past, or you're thinking about how you could have approached it differently. But I feel with what's changing is recognizing that you can't go back to your past. You can't change how you behaved in your past. All you can do now is recover and renew yourself for new beginnings, but also how can you gain understanding about what has been unclear in your past? What understanding can you gain, or what hindsight can you gain from your past that can help empower you, that can help you to put your foot down for some of you, or approach relationships or your dynamic with people differently. How can you be more forthright or upfront about your feelings or what you need? How can you express your needs more fully and honestly? With this King of Wands, I just feel like really coming into your power and making it known what it is that you desire, what it is that you want, and what you need without hesitation. The King of Wands is very sure of themselves, very, I want to say, persistent. Just if they want something, they're gonna go after it no matter what. But at the same time, it's very warm, and it's almost as if they present it in a way for you to, it's kind of hard to deny them. Like with that energy, it's just very you can't miss it. And I feel like maybe you have a tendency of making yourself unseen. Whoa, excuse the plane. I'm expecting it to go faster than that. But you have a tendency of just kind of being behind the scenes or not bringing too much attention to yourself. But I feel if you want to have meaningful connections that fulfill you and that feel reciprocal and balanced, I feel that it requires a level of self-awareness about how you may be contributing to people not really being able to see you for all of your parts and see you for all that you do have. And maybe there's some resentment of people only seeing certain aspects of you but not appreciating all of you, and you feeling as if it's this recurring cycle of not being able to be completely vulnerable or open about who you are, what you want. But there's a lot of eclipses here with the 8 of Cups, the moon, and this full moon eclipse card down here. So I feel like something is ending, whether that be a pattern of behavior, you're letting go of a certain aspect of yourself that isn't true for you. I feel like you're really expanding your awareness of your feelings and how maybe they've been neglected, or how you can sometimes neglect your feelings by focusing on other people or focusing on how other people aren't giving to you, when really you're just wanting your own sense of recognition within, a feeling like you are complete, or you are worthy by just being, without having to accommodate or please other people, or show up for other people to be valuable. I feel like I was saying that with the Queen of Pentacles, but what's changing? I just feel like your perception of yourself is changing first and foremost. Your perception of how you interact with relationships, how you interact with people, and how you really go about attaining what you want. And if you are more passive with your approach, or are you more active? And I feel like it's really asking for you to build up the confidence to be more active in expressing yourself and being open with you, especially with this exchange energy and create abundance card over here. I feel like maybe the people that you're used to being around, there isn't a balanced exchange. It's like maybe transactional or one-sided, or maybe someone's giving more than the other. But it kind of feels like a path to you coming into yourself by facing a lot of what's been hidden or what has not been clear. So I do feel this is big change, but it's going to require you to really face yourself and see how, yes, others may be the problem. Other people could be bringing you issues, but how are you contributing to a certain dynamic? And how are you responding to these people? Because your response to these difficulties can definitely also determine how they play out. And see if you're being honest with yourself about how you feel about certain connections or certain situations, or how you feel about yourself, and not wanting to put on a brave face for others, and letting go of a sense of resentment, or letting go of a sense of righteousness. I feel like there's like this this Knight of Wands is really, they have a lot within them, and it makes me feel as if there is no real sense of optimism, but there's a lot of internal battling because of some external shifts or changes or issues that may be arising. So yeah, a lot of internal work. I feel like what's changing is definitely mostly within you. What's going on outside of you may look like chaos or may look like just a lot of things going on, but it's really trying to bring you back to yourself, to find that stability within yourself, and creating more harmony and connection with yourself, so that you can kind of expand and see that there's so much more out there for you, and open yourself up to new horizons, new connections, and new ways of being yourself. Yeah, and I also want to say, be mindful of what you decide to invest yourself into, because for some reason I feel like there's a level of being drained here, and maybe it's just like this overall sense of exhaustion, but I'm not sure if that's because of your work, but I feel like this is more so emotional. Like there's a lot of emotions within that are exhausting you, and maybe you're continuing to try to show up for people even though you do have that going on. And I feel like that's why it's really asking for you to prioritize time for yourself, and discover what your values are for relationships, and see if it's being met here. So interesting. Let's get a couple more messages for you. Group 1, please. Group 1. Interesting. Gemini, 5th house on the bottom. Yeah, there's like some, is it duplicity, or just, I don't feel like there is like maybe there could be a lot of talk but not a lot of truth. First, I don't know what situation this is. Hopefully this is resonating for you. Please let me know in the comments. But I just feel like there needs to be some clarity. And when I'm filming this, Mars is in Gemini, and Mars in Gemini can really speak about a lot of deception, especially in the realm of communication. So I feel like I need to be honest. So whether that be you have been dishonest with someone about something, it's a time of really being truthful and allowing truth to come in and prioritizing truth and seeking truth with that Gemini card. And see, the shadow side of Gemini can definitely be that trickster, that manipulator, the master of words, that uses it for the bad. So I definitely feel the need to be aware of any of that behavior, so that you can avoid it. And with this higher power here, it just makes me think of seeing through the lies, seeing through the deception, and listening to the insight from within. Also, not allowing others to project their idea of who you are onto them. And maybe with this fifth house, it's just like developing a really strong sense of self and what makes you you, and honoring that. Where did it go? I'm pretty sure there was a card that flipped, but I don't know where it is. There it is. Fire. Yeah, it's like ignite those passions, because I do feel like there's really no true spark here in this group. No diss to you. I just feel like there's like a lack of passion or a lack of motivation, or just a feeling of being overwhelmed. And it's like as soon as you open the door to your emotions and you give yourself the space to feel and really understand what your emotions are, I feel like this spark will come back, because those emotions that maybe are being blocked or repressed or suppressed are preventing you from really igniting that flame within you. And maybe for some of you, you could be scared of the power that comes with opening the door to your emotions, because there has been a lot going on for you and you're not really sure how you're going to handle these emotions coming up. Maybe you come from a family, or you're just used to not being able to express how you really feel, or just talking about feelings wasn't the norm. But that's the key to your passions, is you really delving into that ocean of emotion, and not being so mental, not being so factual or in your brain, I want to say. And with the ninth house, so interesting. I wonder if some of you are kind of going through this belief system shift, or you're really sorting through your beliefs, or having a hard time with believing in something. Maybe you're a nihilist, who knows. But with the ninth house, I do feel that there's a lot of meaning that is a lot of meaning within this journey here. Well, a lot of meaning in this change. And I do feel there is a level of chaos somewhere. It doesn't have to be overt, but just like issues coming up for you to deal with. And I feel with this ninth house, it's really providing a level of truth and wisdom that may not have been able to be had if you did not have to be forced to face a lot of your fears, or face a lot of whatever's going on for you. Especially with Saturn here, I feel like there could be a tough situation, whether that be with your relationships, your belief systems, your education, what you've learned so far, kind of unlearning a lot of what you've learned, and maybe having resentment for parental figures, or resentment towards any authority figures that have kind of taught you what they knew, but what they knew may not have been true. And I do feel like you are kind of being disillusioned to what hasn't been real, or what hasn't really been true, and you're kind of seeking your own version of what that is. And it could be a difficult process. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'll get one more. Yeah, it's definitely a lot about feelings, especially feelings towards the home life. With this Cancer energy, this Cancerian energy is very much how can I say, I just feel like a comforting energy, and I'm kind of associated with the home. So maybe trying to feel, well, my words, trying to get a better understanding of how you can feel at home within yourself, and not try to seek that comfort or validation from your external reality. Of course, you would want to be able to have that, but if you don't have that within, then it's kind of a lost cause to look for it outside of you, even if that is from those that are considered family. People can only do so much, but you have to definitely take care of your needs first. And with the first house, that's telling me to prioritize yourself, and prioritize your sense of identity. But there's a lot of feeling here, especially with the Pisces and Cancer. It's like, let your emotions come up. Maybe approach your emotions in a new way, and don't try to control the process with this Fixed card. I feel the need to say, be adaptable, be mutable, be adjustable, because there could be a tendency to want to control how things go, or having a set idea of how things should be. And I really feel right now is a time to just kind of see where you are being too fixed or obsessive about something, and see how you can loosen your grip and just flow. And that's going to allow you to feel more at ease. So that is what I have for you, group 1. Thank you for being here with me. Let me know in the comments how it resonated. Leave it a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe, please. But I did find your energy quite intense, I will say. Very intense. So maybe you have this level of intensity to you. And for some it can be intimidating. But really tap into that depth, because there's a lot of gold there. So dig in, but anyway, that is all I have, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello, group 2. So thankful to have you here with me today as we look into what is changing for you. So we have these oracle cards here to get an overview of what's going on, and then we're going to get more specific with the tarot. But let's start here. So for you, we have Moon. Take note of intuitive messages. Card number 9, Broken Heart. Do not be alarmed. Card number 18, Serendipity. Supermoon, emotions are running high. Card number 49, Observer. Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. Flexibility. Leadership. And blessings. Group 2, I just want to congratulate you. Honestly, it feels like you have graduated from a very intense time. Maybe you literally have graduated, I'm not sure, but the graduated I'm talking about is rising above the pain gaining wisdom and awareness of all that you've been through and letting it bless you, letting your difficulties show you how much strength and power there was behind it. I feel you stepping up and stepping into a more whole and fulfilled version of yourself, because you've gone through so much, especially emotionally. I feel like you've been through a lot of emotional battles, healing a lot of emotional wounds. Maybe you are stepping into a time of healing those wounds, really taking forward steps and taking action in recognizing that maybe there are still some carried over emotional baggage that needs to be dealt with, and you're being proactive about dealing with it, and that's going to prove to be very successful and abundant for you. I just hear abundance, prosperity. I feel like you're being rewarded for all that you've gone through. And for those of you who have already been through this ringer or been through this challenge, I don't think it was a short term type thing. I feel like this has been like an epic. It's like a closing of a chapter that was 500 pages long, you know. I just feel a lot of burdens lifted, whether that be literally like you finally closing out a court case, or you finally settling an issue with a partner, or settling an issue with a important relationship or friendship in your life. I just feel that it's some new type of awareness that you're gaining, and I feel that you've been having to go through times of things just being taken away from you in maybe irrational circumstances, you being faced with just bizarre circumstances or just outlandish things happening, and maybe there was a point in your life where you're like, why me? Why is this happening? I feel so overwhelmed, like I'm constantly being thrown issues and tumultuous difficulties. I just feel like that is clearing. I think it was all that you were going through. It's really giving like the storm, clearing away everything that isn't supposed to be there, dispersing the seed so that you can see it come into fruition. Because let me tell you, this energy is really really prosperous. I feel like you're getting a lot of goodness. Group 2, and I just feel like it's been a long time coming. You've been waiting on this, and I'm gonna have to ask for you to just wait one more second because there is some noise in the background, and I would want you guys to be able to hear the reading, so I will be right back. 1 second, please, group 2, so sorry. Alright, so group 2, for sure. This is just very beautiful energy. I feel with this moon and super moon here, it gives me the vibe, not gives me the vibe, but it's just telling me to tell you that you're learning that your sensitivity is not a curse, but honestly a superpower, and you're learning how to cultivate that power and learning that your sensibilities to things and your ability to tap in is really for the purpose of you not trying to heal others, or you not trying to kind of overly show up for other people to where you may get your heart broken, but turning that inward and letting it guide you towards what is right for you. And when something doesn't feel good, that is your cue to kind of move forward or move towards what does give you a sense of growth and optimism. With this observer and broken heart, it's like you're grounding this understanding that, I mean, how do we get fertilizer? We have to go through some nasty things to get what we need to grow. And I just feel like you're really understanding that. It's like a lot of understanding, a lot of wisdom, a lot of integration of experiences, and really seeing how that is going to lead you towards everything that you've been wanting. And I mean everything. For some reason, I just feel like these emotional battles that you've gone through was a major part of your growth as a human. or just on your life path in general. Like, we all have different things we have to go through. Some people have huge financial lessons they have to learn. Some people have huge relationship lessons they have to learn. And I feel like for you, hey, it could be either one or both of those, but for the most part, I do feel that it's more so emotional and getting in tune with yourself. Because I do feel like there's this level of maybe being blocked off from your emotions, or growing up without a real sense of emotional regulation or how to regulate your emotions, or really giving your emotions the space to really show you what they mean. I feel a level of kind of wanting to disconnect from emotions because there is some type of mysticism to it, but no more. I feel like you're kind of stepping into it, or stepping into your emotions and being like, okay, what is this trying to tell me? You're observing what things bother you so that you can kind of gain a sense of awareness about what you need to do moving forward. But I do feel, for the most part, group 2, it just feels like you're aligned, you're doing what you need to do, especially if you have been really focusing on yourself and trying to get your health in order, getting your emotional, mental, and physical health especially in order. Making sure that you're approaching life in a new way, changing old habits of communication, how you take action, and how you interact with people. I feel that there's been a lot of stirring up in your life, a lot of changes, a lot of upheaval going on, and it's all for the purpose of shedding light on parts of you that need attention. And you being able to be that strong leader and be that strong person who is really aware of their power, and brings illumination to what needs to be seen, or is courageous enough to talk about what needs to be talked about. I just feel a lot of courage and confidence coming up within you, and you kind of emerging as this new version of yourself. It's making me think of that Jhené Aiko song Lotus intro on her album. I'm not sure what the title of the album is, even though I listened to it. But yes, it's like a lotus grows through the mud, and I feel like you've been through the mud. Okay, you have dealt with a lot of icky situations, or it's just like maybe you started off in life with icky things to deal with, and it's like, it makes me kind of feel as if, I don't know how old you are, but whatever period of your life right now, I feel like that was key to happen, or that was supposed to happen, so that you can enjoy the rest of it. You can get that out the way. It makes me think, like, when you save the best thing for last. I know I do this, at least, where if I really like something, I'll save that thing for last. Honestly, I'm overcomplicating the statement, but just, I feel you've been getting the treacherous parts out the way. It just feels like an initiation, to be honest, especially with this 9 here centering. I feel like you're closing out a lot of your past. You're closing out a lot of your experiences, understanding them, integrating them, so that you can become so much more sure of who you are and what you want, and being more capable and open to accepting those things now that you know what they are. Especially with this 18, it's like you're kind of using your pain to multiply your pleasure. It's like your pain was the gateway into bliss. However that may sound, that's what it feels like. You're using your difficulties as a tool now, and you're seeing how much of a blessing they are, and all of these things are looking forward. accept this lady here with enjoy growth and reap rewards, because I feel like you're recognizing that you can have these rewards now because of what you've gone through in your past and because of the path that you've laid out for yourself. And I really feel this level of you just feeling really grateful, you feeling really proud of yourself and proud of all that you've accomplished, especially being able to overcome so much and still show up every day, or show up and get things done. I just feel this deep sense of self-appreciation and being rewarded for that. Finally feeling as if you are close to yourself, like you're your best friend, I feel. And learning to get a bird's eye view of your situation, or to step away, and it's like learning the words are escaping my mind. I want to say learning the gift of detachment, of kind of recognizing the impermanence of life and kind of flowing with it, not overly attaching to something, and recognizing that if you are overly attaching to any situation or any idea of something, it's because a level of insecurity may be there of you. I can't tell you actually. I just feel like there is a level of insecurity behind any attachment. And as humans, we're going to have attachments. Like, I'm not saying that we should kind of try to prevent ourselves from, well, actually, you know what? I'm not about to get into that whole philosophical debate, honestly. But I just feel that you're gaining a better awareness of your attachment style and where that stems from, and maybe an ancestral or a generational type of attachment style that may not be the most healthy. I feel like you're kind of connecting the dots, or seeing how this situation led to that and that situation led to that, and kind of developing a sense of forgiveness for maybe the people that raised you or the people that came before you, and recognizing that they were only doing their best, and we're all humans at the end of the day. I really feel a lot of inner child healing and stepping away from that pain and viewing it in a new light, and finally allowing it to open up so that it can be healed. Yes. Okay. I feel your intuition is getting a boost as well. If anything, I feel you're kind of growing your ability to listen to your intuition and really allow it to guide you forward. Especially in the realm of relationships, okay? Relationships and your life purpose, and what you would feel most fulfilled doing. Especially with this leadership card, it's like following your North Node or your North Star. And if you are into astrology, your North Node is, I don't want to be wrong, so I'm actually not going to try to explain it because those astrologers are really particular about what it is. But basically, in my opinion, it's about what is kind of your path forward, or what would bring you the most fulfillment, although it could feel uncomfortable stepping into that role. And I feel that yes, there is some uncomfort stepping into this new version of your reality, or into this new chapter. But you're bringing a lot of power and intellect with you. So although this does feel new, it's almost as if you kind of been preparing for it, or you've been prepared for it. It's time to soar, okay? It's time to take off and really grow and prosper in ways that you never thought possible, maybe, or you just never would have expected to happen in the way that it is going to. I'm just feeling really excited. I feel a lot of skills, talents, and abilities being awakened, or you seeing new parts of yourself, or recognizing like, oh wow, I really am good with communicating with people, or I'm really good with fashion, or I'm really good with this or that. And you're kind of cultivating these skills and making them profitable, or making them more lucrative, or just kind of expanding on your skills without having to make them capitalistic. You know, I just feel like you're expanding your sense of self and seeing that you have so much more to you, and by looking at the difficult parts, you find a lot of gold there. You find a lot of jewels. Okay, it's making me think of Pluto and how Pluto digs and unveils all that we don't want to see. But the more you dig, the more you find, and you know, that's how we find gold. So I just feel it's been a digging process. Maybe you've been doing a lot of introspection, digging into your soul. Okay, it just feels really deep, and it's like you're emerging now from the depths. You're emerging a new and improved person. I just feel big rebirth vibes, big renewal, and it's just like it's time to shine. Like, you've been in the dark for so long. It's like, come out now. It's ready for you to claim all that you deserve by going through that journey. So let's get into the tarot now. Okay, I feel a lot more optimism and love and beauty and joy coming into your life because you deserve it. Honestly, I feel like you have worked hard for it. It would be really out of this world to not give you what you deserve, or the universe feels like there needs to be justice. Okay, so let's get some tarot cards about what is changing. Let's get further details. So please, Spirit, what is changing for group 2? So the Six of Cups reverse. Yeah, I feel like you're definitely healing some of that inner child wounds, or some of those inner child wounds. You're really connecting with how your childhood maybe caused you to be a bit more rigid in your self-expression, or rigid in your idea of what could be. I feel like letting go of wishing your childhood was different, or letting go of this idea of how your childhood should have been, or letting go of a fantasy in general about a relationship maybe, and developing a new sense of value for you. Like, what are your values, and are they aligned with what is best for you? Yeah, this is definitely giving me some vibes here. I want to say there could be some new relationships approaching in your reality soon, but I feel like this is gonna help you to see where maybe you're limiting yourself, or limiting an idea of what something could be. Maybe there's some limitations that are being illuminated that maybe you didn't know you had, and you're kind of freeing yourself from those. They do feel self-imposed, to be honest, and I feel like it stems from childhood. Maybe you weren't given the space to be you completely and freely, and now you're getting the opportunity to do that now, because you kind of are learning yourself in a new way and letting go of what's been really holding you back with this Four of Pentacles. Can we get more? What's changing for Delightful Group 2? Oh, I love how that reversed right there. And the Five of Swords reversed makes me think of letting go of resentments, especially if they've been really long held, like they've been held for a long time. It just makes me, I keep thinking this is the past. Like, these are past things. Like, they've been dead and over with for a long time. Yeah, and maybe you've been feeling out of power, and it's been out of your control, or whatever has gone wrong in your past was out of your control. I feel like you're coming to peace, or getting to a place of peace with your past, and recognizing, like, I'm good because look how much abundance and prosperity has come from what I have gone through. It's like you can't even be mad because it's like you're getting so many blessings from your difficulties. It's kind of counterproductive to hold on to any grudge that you may have had in the past, or maybe you're taking action to heal, or have healing conversations about your past, maybe with a therapist or with a really important person in your life. you're being more open about your feelings, about your past. I just feel a lot of letting go, period. A lot of letting go, and kind of just respecting differences and respecting that, you know, we all wish that things could be different at some point in our lives, but that doesn't change anything, and it's best to just keep it pushing, keep moving forward, and let bygones be bygones so that we can start this new, beautiful beginning without any baggage attached to us. So I definitely feel that, and learning how to resolve conflict in a more diplomatic or appropriate way, without, you know, maybe acting from a place of heightened emotions, you know. And yeah, with the Five of Cups, I definitely feel like maybe you're still in the process of letting some things go, or letting some of your past go, but definitely take your time with this process. There's no rush on you. Your blessings will always be there. Take your time, okay? There's literally no rush. So just to let you know, everything happens in divine timing. You're exactly where you need to be, and just keep doing you. So can we get more, please, for group 2? Wow. Oh my god, I love that. I love that. I love that. Look, so I feel, honestly, that Emperor, I'm gonna get there. It's kind of confusing me. Maybe there's some father wounds or some issues with the father that may be needing to be dealt with. I'll get there though. Let's focus on this Eight of Wands and the Magician, okay? Honestly, you know, I said we'll get there. And I feel like before we get here, we need to deal with this. So that's interesting. But I do feel there's a lot of forward movement. And I was saying take your time because your blessings will always be there. And I feel like what you've been asking for, what you've been wanting, what you've been really putting your energy towards and focusing on, especially with this Magician, all that you've been wanting is definitely grounding. It's coming to you. A lot of forward movement. I just feel a lot of good things, okay? So continue to focus on that and focus on gaining your power and coming into your power. But it's like I'm being very distracted by this Emperor here and the way that it landed. I don't know if it wants to be upright or reversed. I kind of want to do a little spinny trick that I do to the side. So let's see what we get. Of course. And that will determine how I want to read it. Yeah, okay. I feel like there is some authority figure issues. It doesn't have to be a father figure in particular, but maybe there is a level of resentment for an authority figure, maybe because of their absence in your childhood or because of wounds that they caused or something. However, this can also be pointing towards maybe some overly controlling tendencies, or you wanting to have too much control over a situation and things having to be taken away from you so that you can learn how to utilize your control in a more healthy way, or recognize what you can and can't control and focusing on what you can and letting go of what you cannot. I feel like this is a loaded card here and it could be touching on different things for different people, but for the most part I definitely feel like there's some control things being touched on. Maybe you feel as if you have been overly controlled in the past by other people, or you've given your power away, and now you kind of have taken on this persona or taken on this overly controlling attitude to prevent other people from controlling you. But I do feel like it's asking for a balance to come in and recognize why you may have that defense mechanism of wanting to take control of things, and where that may stem from. But this could already be being dealt with. Like, I feel like for some of you, you already know about this stuff And this is just saying continue to work on that, because it is leading to a lot of understanding of yourself and helping you to utilize your power in a new way, and understanding how much you can get done by focusing on what you can control, and how much things can kind of prosper and get going. I just feel a lot of movement, a lot of good things happening for you, group 2. Can we get a little bit more, please, for them? What's changing for group 2? Okay. What's changing for group 2? Okay. So yeah, there's definitely something about some control issues for sure coming through, and how there could be some inner conflict or some confusion about your path, because you want it to go a certain way and it may not be going exactly the way you want it to, but I feel like it's progressing in the way that it's supposed to. And I do feel, instead of having this King of Wands reverse energy in regard to anything you're trying to get off the ground or anything you're trying to move forward with, I feel instead of trying to control it to go the way that you want it to go, kind of just allow it to flow, kind of allow it to take shape and take form in the way that it's meant to, without you kind of overly trying to sculpt the situation. I feel like saying, instead of being the sculptor, allow yourself to be sculpted, and allow yourself to just let go and see how things progress without you having to overly exert your power over it. And not to say that it's a bad thing to want to take charge and get things going, but I feel like directing your attention to what needs that, and especially, okay, let me finish my sentence. Directing your attention towards what you can enforce your control over and what areas would benefit from you doing that, versus maybe relationships where you try to control how things go and it causes too much confusion and it causes conflict and all of this. I feel like this is mainly relational issues here, because I feel like you, group 2, like to have a little bit of control, okay, over something in your relationships. And hey, I get it, but I feel like for things to kind of flow easily, you definitely have to give up some form of control, especially dealing with other people. We just cannot control other people. We can't change other people. We can't do any of that. So to even try would already be a failed mission. So you kind of just have to see how you wanting to take control of a situation may be pointing towards something within you that could be confusing. Like, why are you wanting to engage in a situation in that way? Or maybe projecting onto other people, or projecting an idea of who someone is onto them, looking at them through rose-colored glasses. Excuse me. But hey, this can really be, I feel like it depends for you, group 2. And it's really making me want to say, like, don't focus too much on that energy. Don't focus on the things that bring you confusion. And if they do bring you confusion, kind of ask yourself, why is it worth being confused over? Maybe sit with that confusion and really see if it's trying to tell you something about yourself or tell you something about the situation. Sort through the confusion, kind of get a clear idea of what your intuition is trying to tell you, and take action that's honoring to you, and not action based on what you kind of want. I mean, I guess that's kind of not what I'm trying to say. What I really mean is, don't take action based on your desired outcome. Oh my god, me saying it kind of sounds wrong, but okay, in regards to a relationship, let me give an example so that I'm not being unclear. Let's say you just met a new person and you're really vibing with them, like you really like them, they seem really nice, very sweet, and you're like, they have to be my next relationship. It was like you already claimed it, and you're now kind of contorting yourself or I want to say kind of manipulating the situation to go in your favor of what you want it to go in, or go in the way that you want it to go without kind of getting the input of the other person. And I feel when I say don't do that is what I mean. Oh my god, my words, like Mars and Gemini, please. Anyway, that was an astrology reference. What I'm trying to say is that don't try to control the situation. If there is another person involved, definitely ask them what they want, see if you guys are on the same page, and move forward in that way. However, regardless of if you guys are on the same page or not, don't try to control how the situation goes. Kind of just flow with it and see how it develops. Woo, I feel like I kind of made that more complicated than necessary, but that's the 7 of Cups for you. So can we get more, please, for group 2? And we have the Queen of Swords reversed with the 10 of Cups reversed and the Hierophant. And I was just talking about a relationship, okay? So I definitely feel like there could be some relationship that's coming up for you, and it's really asking for you to speak up and to not suppress your truths or suppress what you want in order to accommodate someone else. I really feel now is the time of really speaking up, and also not closing yourself off to new opportunities or preventing yourself from being open to new opportunities because you fear being hurt, especially with this Queen of Swords reversed. Ensuring that your communication styles are reflective of the love that you want to receive instead of speaking from a hurt place. Make sure that you heal those parts of you, or at least be aware of those parts of you that still need some attention, so that you aren't projecting pain outward and kind of causing that pain onto someone else, or just being too harsh in general. Now, that's not for all of you. I feel like that's only for a couple. Others, I just feel like with this Queen of Swords, it makes me think like maybe you can have these super strict boundaries, like to the point of pushing people away, and maybe see how that could be preventing you from the new beginning in a relationship possibly that you want, or pushing you away from your values, or keeping you away from getting the things that you want. How are your own limitations keeping you from what you want, essentially? With that Queen of Swords reversed, I just feel to be truthful and honest with yourself about what it is that you desire, and not engage in self-sabotage because you fear being hurt, or you fear having to go through this whole healing journey again. Recognize that you have what you need. You are perfectly fine. You have the power to have what you want. So if any situation doesn't align with you, it's not going to stay anyway. So just be open and more receptive to new energies, without being super guarded with that Queen of Swords. And I think I'm going to get one more. 6 of Swords reversed. So yeah, there still seems to be a bit of a blockage here of maybe not being completely moved on from a situation or completely out of a situation just yet. Maybe you still are sorting through some of your past, because this is definitely giving all past energy. I feel like your past is possibly the biggest burden, and really sorting through it. Maybe you're still going through this process, but allow it, give it time. I feel like you're moving into a better environment, a better energy, a better understanding of yourself, but it's definitely asking for you to deal with some of these residual energies, dealing with your past, okay? Because we cannot start this new beginning until we heal what hasn't been addressed with the Star reversed, okay? We need to bring light to the darkness. So yeah, should I get one more? No, I don't think so. Let's get some of these and see what else needs to be said for you, group 2. Eighth house, I saw that. So definitely some things in the emotional closet. Yeah, some feelings, emotions that need to be addressed and dealt with before we can move on. Okay, we need to go through it so that we can emerge out of it, you know. And it may be a little tough, may require you to be flexible and allow yourself to kind of go with emotions and allow this healing process to open you up in ways that you didn't expect to be opened up, so that you can really see the gifts behind the pain, okay? Because as we can see, this serendipity, the blessings, and the growth and rewards are right after all of this tumultuous energy. So I feel like you're working through it already. And I just feel this is just telling you, like, there's good things on the other side. So keep pushing forward. You know, keep going. You got it, okay? And I don't feel like you have to wait to get the things that you want until after you deal with this. I feel like it's kind of mixed in. Like, you're getting some things, they're kind of illuminating some parts that need to be healed. You heal them and you get more things, and then you see more things that you need to heal, and then it's like a evolution, you know. You get a blessing, you heal through the blessing, you get a blessing, and then you heal through the blessing type thing. Like, your blessings are helping you to heal, is what I feel. Okay, rhyming out here. First house, yeah, it's helping you. Oh, first house and ascendant. Okay, definitely all about you. Group 2. It's all about you. Group 2. Group 2. Okay, seriously, I feel like relationships are kind of helping you to see more about yourself. I don't know why I keep bringing up relationships. But however, regardless of relationships or not, your interactions with the world are helping you to see so much more about yourself. And I feel like in general, a lot of focus is being brought back on you and how you feel about your place in the world, what you're doing, how you feel about yourself, how would you describe yourself. It's really a lot about your identity and finding that, and finding who you really are, or what makes you you, you know. And with this first house as well, it's making me think to say, really focus on your physical health and your physical body, ensuring that you're giving yourself the nutrients that you need, you're hydrating, and you're kind of implementing habits that promote health and well-being, so that you can feel good in your skin, you know. Let me get more. Ooh wee. Group 2. Let's see what this is. 7th house. I knew it had to do with relationships. Like, I knew it. I feel like relationships is definitely, you're getting blessed in that arena. Jupiter and Saturn together. Yeah, you're getting blessed in that arena. And I feel like, honestly, that's what it is. It's like the blessing and the lesson are kind of mixed in together. Like I was saying before, I feel like you're getting the things that you want, but as you get the things that you want, you realize more things about yourself that need to be addressed. So it's like the blessings lead to a healing, or they show you where there may be some limitations within yourself that you need to let go of, or some false perceptions of yourself, or just false perceptions in general, that need to be cleared. And also maybe some projections, or maybe you catch a pattern of yourself projecting onto people. But I feel like you're learning a lot about yourself through other people, and we love that. We love interactions with people. Okay. I saw Pisces, so okay, Sagittarius came by the Page of Wands. I feel like this is a new adventurous time. A lot of changes happening for you. Big things, unpredictable changes. You might not even expect the things that are going to happen for you to happen. It feels very blessed and fortunate with this being Sagittarius energy here. The Page of Wands, like, yes, there are going to be some difficulties, especially with the mountains here, but it's like, be optimistic about it, see what you can learn, and allow it to develop your sense of morality and your sense of philosophy of life, because the more you approach challenges with optimism and an expansive mindset of what it can bring to you, the more you get out of it. So I feel like to embrace this Sagittarian energy in regard to connecting with other people and just in general in life, being more open to the adventures that are being presented to you and not looking at it as a burden, but as a way to learn and grow, you know, because I do feel like there's a lot of new things happening for you, and it's key to have a positive attitude even in the midst of confusion and chaos, okay? Because Jupiter is here. It's a blessed time. It's a very blessed and fortunate time for you, although it does feel quite chaotic. Not going to lie to you, I feel like there's a lot in the air. There's a lot going on. Your emotions could be all over the place sometimes, but I feel like that is just telling you to ground. That's why we need Saturn. Get a routine in place. Make sure you have things that are habitual, that you do every day. And with Saturn, but Saturn it's making me think of Saturn in the first house, maybe because I'm going through that transit. But it's like, really take care of yourself. Big time. Saturn will force you to take care of yourself, especially in the first house. Not to talk too much about me, but I will just say during the Saturn transit, my back started to hurt so bad. Okay, and it was telling me to just slow down. Okay, take it easy, do more things to tend to your body, tune in to yourself. What do you need? And make sure you have a routine in place to take care of yourself, because if you don't, you will be forced to. Okay, so that is what I have to say about that. However, there's a lot of blessings. Jupiter just gives me big, expansive, exciting energy, and I'm just so excited to have Jupiter here. Like, I love Jupiter. Who doesn't? Why would you not love Jupiter? Anything else for group 2? So blessed. That's what I want to say. Group 2. It's making me think of that Nicki Minaj line. No, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, clap for the heavyweight champ, me. But I couldn't do it all alone. Okay, and she's a Sagittarius. So we love that. Anything else? Oh my gosh, yes. Isn't that from the song I Wish That I Could Have This Moment for Life? Yes, I was saying, I feel like it's like a congratulations from the universe to you. I might make that your song. I might put it in the description box for you. Yes, I love that. Anything else? That is all. Okay, and at the end, Uranus is here to just say again, be ready for changes, okay? Especially in how you associate with your emotions, and your routines possibly, but I can't tell you where this change is gonna happen. I feel like it's just expect changes. Okay, for sure. So we have Mars, Libra, and Air. So relationship seems to be big, okay, and really coming into balance with life in general, making sure you cultivate balance in your life, and you're having balanced communications. You're not being too aggressive or forceful or controlling in any area of your life, but you're approaching all areas with balance and understanding. And with this polarity between Mars and Libra, because those two things are definitely opposite, I feel like take charge in maybe channeling that Mars energy, that Martian energy, in a physical activity, like working out or doing something with your body, so that you're not causing that Mars energy to spill over into other relationships. And Mars can be very aggressive. I just get aggression here with that Mars. Maybe adding more sensuality, especially with Libra here. That's more Taurus. Anyway, I'm not about to get into that. However, communication seems to be big in how you approach relationships and how you approach communicating in relationships. That seems to be a really big thing. So maybe changing your communication styles, seeing how some communication styles stem from deep-rooted pain that may be from the past, but growing through it. I just feel a lot of growth and expansion for your group too, but that is all I have for you. Let me know in the comments how it resonated. Leave it a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more if you would like to see more content from me, and hit the bell notification thing if you want to know when I post. But this has been really interesting. I feel for the most part you're definitely moving towards a lot of growth and expansion, but I do feel that your guides wanted to point towards some emotional things that may need to be dealt with in the midst of this growth, so that you don't lose sight of your healing journey while you are getting these things. That's why I feel like your blessings are mixed in with these lessons, or whatever you want to call it. But for sure, very interesting. Let me know how everything works out for your group too. But I feel like I've spent a very long time on this reading. I feel like I've been doing that very often. So anyway, that is what I have for you. Thank you for being here, and I'll chat with you later. Until then, I'll send you my love and all the blessings, and bye. Hello and welcome to you, Group 3. Thank you for being here as we look into what is changing for you. So we have these oracle cards here to get an overview, and then we're going to get more detailed with the tarot. So let's get started. For you, we have card number 47, the Thinking Woman. Card number 28, Building Blocks. Healing Chaos. First quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. Night, be brave and honest. Sun, enjoy success and happiness. And Traveler, move in a new direction. So, group 3. I feel expansion vibes, okay? Mainly an expansion of the mind and how you view situations, and even just how you view yourself, and the type of language, the lingo, the linguistics, okay, you decide to engage in. I really feel a reevaluation of how much you really contemplate your thoughts. Sounds like a philosopher, but I think what I'm really trying to say is I feel that you're getting really in tune with your own internal processes and how you work, how you think, and how you strategize, because I feel like there is a lot going on around you, and it's causing you to come back to the center being you, and you having to see what is going to keep you grounded and stable in this time of change, in this time of just things dispersing and coming together. I just feel like it's kind of making me think you're in the mix. Like the universe is baking a cake for you and you're getting mixed up in it. Like, if that even makes sense. I just feel like there's good things happening behind all of this chaos seemingly, because I just feel like there is a lot of things going on around you, and maybe it's causing for you to look inward and see how you may be approaching these new situations, and seeing how you may need to approach them in a different way, because the ways that you've been moving in, some of those behaviors or habits or communication styles are not feeling as genuine or authentic to who you are. And I feel like it's causing these changes happening around you are asking for you to be more vulnerable, more open, more real about how you feel, about what you want, about what you need. and really seeing that. I don't know, Beyonce lyric came to my mind, but really seeing that in order to be where you want to be, to shine the way you want to shine, to be recognized for who you are truly and not what others want to see in you, you have to let go of a certain perception of yourself, or you wanting to be everything for everybody, or you wanting to meet expectations, whether that be societal expectations or your family's expectations or just your own. I feel with this 28 here, it's making me think of Saturn and Saturn returns and how things can be very serious, and it's kind of like time to get your life in order with that time of life. And I feel like there could be this pressure to be real and be honest about what you want, and if your actions are lining up with those desires. I feel a lot is changing with how you approach life, how you deal with life's problems on a mundane level. Like maybe you used to freak out if your tire pressure was low, but now you just look on Google and you find out that they fill your tires up for free at the local tire shop, so it's really not that big of a deal. That's a really simple example, but on the other extreme, it could be you having a crisis about hating your job, and you're like, oh my god, I could not see myself doing this for the next 5 years, and you really freaking out about it, fearful of not having the stability to make the moves, to go in a new direction, to go to what feels right to you or what will uplift you as you plant roots in your life, or as you try to build a stable foundation for yourself. How can you make it more enjoyable? It doesn't have to be so strenuous or laborious, it doesn't have to be exhausting. Like, yes, of course, work is there. Anything that we do in life, it's going to take work for it to be successful. That doesn't mean you have to exhaust yourself or really burn out, especially in the society of capitalism. We are prone to burn ourselves out because productivity is like the celebrated trait to have, but we're humans, not robots. So to be on go all the time, I feel like it's causing a bit of stagnation in itself to try to push forward when you don't have the fuel to do so. Speaking of cars, right? But with this healing chaos, I feel like so much is in the air right now, because parts of you that no longer serve you anymore or aren't aligned with where you're trying to go. I feel a lot of shedding of your past, of old perceptions of yourself, of thought patterns, of maybe even associations that you've been a part of. I feel like in this chaos or in this new change that's happening around you, it's taking pieces of you that were never supposed to be there anyway and planting new seeds of growth and understanding within you as you approach these new experiences. And I want to say chaos as in not like literally, well, I don't know, chaos can really mean anything. It could just mean a lot of things going on, or it could just be like, whoa, that's really bizarre, was not expecting that. And I feel like it could be a combination for you. To be honest, like I have to be honest, y'all. But regardless, I feel most of it, I hear the percentage of 70%, 70%, maybe more, at least 70% will be positive changes as we see the sun here. The sun brings warmth, it brings joy, it brings celebration. Think of summertime. It's when, albums are released. I don't know why I thought of music, but festivals are had. It's just a good time of seeing the flowers in their full bloom, and I feel like that's what's happening. Maybe it's this progression of you really have been putting effort into checking your mind, or it's making me think of that song by Jhené Aiko. Oh my gosh, what is that? I'm feeling strangely sane today. I rearranged my brain today. One Way Street by Jhené Aiko. If you want to hear that, it's like you've been rearranging your life, or rearranging your thought processes, or just really rearranging how you do things, reprioritizing, re-strategizing, seeing what parts of your life are limiting you, and being honest and brave about taking the steps to remove those parts of you, or to remove the blind spots that may have been keeping you in places that aren't really good for you. And I see a lot of momentum being built here, of you being able to catch yourself, or catch your thoughts, or really tune into your feelings in a new way that maybe you weren't able to in your past. And I feel you're really grounding or developing a very strong sense of self, and just a very solid beginning, or a new beginning. And I feel it's based on your past work, and maybe even some of the work that you are going to begin to do. It really feels like a focus on the personal life, but this can also be your career or relationships. It could touch on so many different aspects. We will get more detailed in the tarot, but I'm just getting what I get right now, you know? So with this moving in a new direction, I do feel a sense of confidence, of you feeling proud of yourself, really recognizing how far you have come, how much recognition you deserve to give to yourself, and maybe even gaining recognition from other people with the sun here. And I really felt the need to set up these cards like this, because I feel like you're a focal point for others, or you're just really focusing on how you can get to this place of feeling content, feeling fulfilled, feeling like you're on the right track. You're making decisions that honor you, and you don't feel any type of regret or shame or guilt about not being here or there, but recognizing that every day you're taking practical steps to get to where you're trying to go. And I'm not saying in the productive way of, well, maybe productive is not the best word, but I don't mean in the way where you have this solitary goal in your mind and you're being tunnel vision about it. I feel like you're doing checks and balances. Like, yes, you have this goal for your career, but you also have a personal goal of ensuring that you give yourself enough time and space, maybe just a day where you chill and literally do whatever you want, without distraction, and trying to lower distractions as well. Maybe picking up a book or journaling, or something that engages the mind. I was just doing it was the Office themed word search, and I love The Office. The Office is a show, by the way, but maybe even just like little puzzle games like that, just like engaging your mind in a new way, because I do feel like social media, like, albeit it's a really great place, sometimes you can get a lot of information, but right now, especially at the time that I'm filming Mars and Gemini, I feel like it's really showing the negative sides of social media, and how it can really just consume us in a way that we're not expecting, and kind of create these thought tornadoes of just like so many thoughts all over the place. And mini tangent really quick, I was just thinking, like, with TikTok, it's really bizarre how you can literally spend hours on there looking at God knows what kind of content. Like, it's literally random videos down your timeline. And I was just thinking, how detrimental is that for the brain and the ability for us to retain true knowledge, kind of being sabotaged by these apps. I mean, not to, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's really, we have to be mindful of our minds and the subtle things that can really mess with our mental stability, you know? So I do feel like you're recognizing what things are causing a lot of inner conflict or inner turmoil, and kind of eliminating that, and being very perceptive and clear about what you need to do and what maybe you've been procrastinating on doing, and adjusting to the changes that are happening and making adjustments with courage and confidence in yourself that you will be disciplined enough to follow through on these new changes. And the universe will reward you for your discipline. I feel Saturnian energy for sure, of like, you got to get on your stuff or like you have to cut out the BS. You have to cut out what's not working. You have to look at it for what it is, take it out, and implement healthier habits to get you to where you're trying to go. And with this move in a new direction, it makes me think of like Page of Wands type of energy of maybe literally traveling, seeing new sights, getting more out there, putting yourself in new environments that are new, and interacting with people who can give you new insights, maybe coming into contact with a teacher or a counselor or someone with wisdom and knowledge that helps you to perceive life in a new way. It makes this transition easier. I keep saying transition, but I feel like there's like this crossing over of you having the foundation needed to accept whatever is coming in for you, but it requires you to continue to have this foundation of bravery and honesty to be you authentically, with no shame. Okay, just shine your light uniquely, and be committed to yourself in that way of sharing yourself in a more vulnerable way, without the defenses, without the overprotectiveness. Like, yes, have your boundaries, be clear about what you want and what you need, and be sure that you are communicating that in an efficient and clear way, but at the same time be open to the communications with others and other people's needs as well, and see how you could be blocking your own progression in some way. What fears or insecurities or doubts keep you from taking the action necessary to get you to this place of true stability and recognition. So we're going to get into the tarot right after I take this sip of water. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. So I do feel like new passions igniting within you, but it does require you to stop looking towards your past, and letting go of some insecurities or fear of not having control, because I do feel indeed things are a bit out of your control, group 3, but it literally is for the best. Honestly, I think that it gives like the vibe of the universe literally trying to take burdens off of you that you have put on yourself. It's like freeing yourself from suffering that is unnecessary. Definitely giving a lot of Saturn. Can we give group 3 more information about what is changing, please? Spirit, Divine, what is changing for group 3, please? I love that so much. I love that so much. We have the Ace of Wands again, so I definitely feel like things are definitely out of your control, like I said, with the Wheel of Fortune. But this is very positive changes happening that's been in the wings. Like, this has been needing to happen, and now it's just like buckle up, buttercup. Literally for you, group 3. I love it because I feel like maybe you have a tendency of playing it safe, of really being super speculative or skeptical, and it's kind of forcing you out of that, forcing you to face new experiences that cause you to think on your feet, think quickly, being able to adapt and adjust in a new way. So I love that for you, group 3. It's definitely going to present you with a new I'm speaking so fast, let me chill. It's definitely going to present you with new opportunities for creative passions, or just passions in general. Okay. Okay, group 3. What y'all doing? But let me get some more. I saw that. Yeah, I was just saying a tendency of playing it safe And with the life that you're meant to live, there is no playing it safe, okay? Especially with this traveler card, you're supposed to live, you're supposed to see so much in this life. You're supposed to meet so many people, experience so many things. It's really pushing you out of your comfort zone. I don't even feel like it's asking you anymore. I feel like it's pushing you. Like, you've had the chance to take the leap. Now the universe is like pushing you off the cliff because you have a tendency of maybe overthinking your steps, or maybe procrastinating, or feeling like you're too comfortable, especially with this 9 of Pentacles, like you're fine where you're at. Or maybe you have a wish to have all these things, but you fear the steps that have to be taken to get there. Sorry. This throat. I've only been talking for, I don't even know how long, to be honest, but let me get these cards because I do like to chat, don't I? Can I get some more for group 3, please? Good. Yeah. I love that. 9 of Wands reversed. Yeah, there's that defensive energy, and it's like, don't block your blessings, okay? Don't block your blessings because, there we go. Don't block them. Okay, that's all I have to say. Don't block your blessings because you're being defensive, or because you have fears of being hurt, or because all these, let me mind my words. All of these past hurts or these past occurrences will cause you to project a false reality on new opportunities. And it's very important that you clear up any thoughts or fears, or at least get in tune with what your fears are. Get in tune with your feelings of anxiety, your feelings of insecurity. Don't try to push them down because they're valid. You have to listen to them, give them the space to tell you why they're there, so that you can learn how to adjust with those feelings, or ensure that you're not taking actions based on those feelings. Let's get some more. That song is in my mind. It's probably because I saw that Ace of Wands for y'all. It's that song by Doja Cat. It's called Wine Upon You. I got my eye on you. Yes. Might be hypnotized by you. Yeah. Okay. We have the 5 of Swords. So very interesting with the 8 of Swords reversed. Definitely needing to be mindful of your communication styles, especially possibly with people coming towards you, because it could be very impulsive communication stemmed from a sense of insecurity and past wounds. Why does that keep coming up? The past. There is some defensiveness. Maybe you feel like you need to be overprotective of yourself, or maybe like you are really climbing up the ladder and you feel like you need to defend your position or really stand up for yourself, which, of course, if you are being threatened in some way, or you're having opposition come towards you, of course, stand up for yourself. But I feel like with these cards, it's really asking you to choose your battles very wisely. Do not expend too much of your energy on petty things, petty issues, because at the end of the day, life goes on with the Wheel of Fortune. And don't hold on to any communication that seemed to not go your way or seem to have a level of resentment. I really feel the need to let any of that go, okay? Because I do feel like it could either be some internal conflict or literally conflict with other people. I feel like there could be some conflict with other people going on that could kind of dampen your energy. But I really feel the need to say embrace the energy of peace, and whenever you can find time to create peace, do it. But sometimes conflict and confrontation is necessary, so stand your ground in that time, but at the end of the day, find your peace. And I feel like you're gonna definitely hold your own with this Five of Swords. I feel like you're gonna be fine. Other people may be hurt. Other people may not get the result that they want. But you will from the cards. I may have to pause your video for just a second, but I'll be right back. Alright, to add to your reading group 3, I did want to touch on the fact that things may not be going according to plan, but I just want to emphasize it is for your highest good. And I know that may be frustrating to hear, and I do feel a sense of confusion in the air, like you just don't know what to expect. You don't know what's really going to happen, but I feel it's asking for you to confront some of these interpersonal or relational issues that you may be having head on, and to focus on what comes up as it arises rather than trying to be 3 steps ahead or 5 steps ahead. I really see it's asking for you to be more spontaneous and be more present and focused on what can you do in the now that helps you to feel grounded and stable and at least on some type of understanding of what's going on. Because to be completely honest, I do feel like there are going to be some circumstances thrown at you to help you to see yourself in a new light and kind of give yourself a pat on the back for being able to handle these situations in a way that maybe you weren't expecting, or really uncovering hidden talents or abilities or skills that you have. For example, like being able to handle conflicts and have really high conflict resolution skills that you would not have known that you had unless you were faced with conflicting energies or conflicting situations. And I see with this Eight of Swords reversed that it's like freeing you up of a perception that maybe you couldn't face new challenges, or you couldn't really handle new things coming your way because maybe you felt like you'd be overwhelmed or that you wouldn't know what to do. But I'm seeing like you're facing these fears. It's like whatever hidden fears you've had, you're having to face them head on so that you can progress forward with a new sense of self. So let's get one more card. Let's get one more. Interesting. We have 2 5s here. And again, 1 second, please. Group 3. So many interruptions. I apologize. 1 second. Again, group 3. I was looking at the cards and the way that the characters are facing, and I feel this has a lot to do with your current circumstances. I feel like you are having to deal with other people and their issues in some type of way. Like you're just trying to move forward, you're trying to plan ahead. I feel a lot of attractive energy about you, like you just have a lot of eyes on you, or you just have a lot of people interested in what you're doing, just trying to be nosy perhaps. And I feel this need to kind of not be distracted is what I feel. Distracted by other people, because I do feel that some people could be trying to project their insecurities onto you or somehow bring you down in a way. And this doesn't just have to be other people. I feel a sense of you having a fear of losing out, a fear of missing out, a fear of lack or losing something, like you won't have what you need. And I'm seeing to move away from these fears because it's what's keeping you held back, or it's what's kind of slowing down your progression, or making you have cold feet in some area of your life. is causing a lack of commitment, or a lack of foresight to see your way out of whatever situation that you are faced with. And I do see with the Seven of Wands here that you have a vantage point. Like, no matter what, you are going to come out as a victor. You're going to have success with this, enjoy success and happiness. Like, that's assured. But to not feel overwhelmed by the opposition that you may face, whether that be with other people, whether it be with your thoughts, or you feeling overwhelmed by your schedule and your routine, finding ways to simplify your life, finding ways to remove what isn't helping you, will be a really important task for you to do. And some people may feel as if you are kind of leaving them behind, or feel as if you aren't paying enough attention to them because you're focused on other things, or I don't know. I just feel like there could be some pestering energies around, whether that be internally or externally. They could honestly be both. But I'm just really feeling the need to say, have no guilt, have no shame, do what is best for you and isn't purposefully hurting anyone else. I just strive not to hurt anyone in the process. Excuse me, but protect yourself from any confusion or lies or deception, or any secrets. Be around those that uplift you and not those that deplete you. Maybe there's a past connection that's bringing you some type of turmoil in a way, or someone from your past is trying to get you to talk to them again. Who knows, honestly, but maybe I'll get two more here. Oh, not the devil. Oh, the devil. That's that fear of missing out, I feel. Yeah, you not being satisfied. Oh my gosh, that devil energy is strong. It is strong. I can't even look at him, to be honest. But there's Saturn again. Saturn is here strongly. And I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles reversed, there could be a sense of you wanting to be selfish and you wanting to really just be hyper focused on what's best for you. And to be honest, with the devil here, don't allow it to go to the extreme of not caring about what how other people feel or what they think. Of course, if it's bringing too much chaos or too many conflicting energies, let it go. But definitely take some time for contemplation. I do feel like it's about a connection. Maybe you're trying to free yourself from a certain connection, or free yourself from a relationship that's become obsessive. Maybe you can have a really good time with this person. Like, they can bring you a really great time. But I just feel like, ask yourself, is this something that's going to be prosperous? Is this something that's going to lead to something substantial, or is it only for a good time and not a long time, and it's going to leave you dissatisfied and wanting more? And I feel like with this devil energy, with anything dealing with that, it's like it always leads you to wanting more. Like, nothing is good enough. It's just like so tempting. I just feel temptation here, but can we get more? I'm a little intrigued now. I do feel it's asking for you to walk away from something and find more fulfilling connections. That's really interesting. I was not expecting that. With this Ace of Pentacles as well, is to analyze what your values are, maybe write them down, even get a good idea of what you value so that you aren't being sucked into anything that doesn't really align with you anymore. Yeah, some control issues are definitely coming up with the Emperor and the Chariot. Yeah. what's going on? Definitely some control issues. Maybe you want to be the head honcho, or maybe you want to take charge in any position that you're in, whether that be taking charge in a relationship, taking charge in a group project, taking charge in your work. And I feel like ask yourself where this need for control comes from. And is it really helping you, or is it causing more burden or stress to hold everything together when you don't really have to? If anything, it's asking for you to drop the act. With the hanged man here, it's like, let it go. What are you holding on so tightly for? What are you really going to lose if you let something go? And how are you preventing yourself from moving forward by not letting go? And maybe this does have to deal with a relationship, or a position, something, or just maybe a thought process, or just an overall sense of wanting to have control over aspects of your life, which is understandable. As a human, we like stability, but it gets to a point where we become stagnant and actually start decaying because we won't let go of what needs to go. And I'm seeing a need to sit in contemplation about where you have maybe become overly obsessed or overly focused to the point of exhaustion, or just to the point of frustration and not being able to see a bigger picture about something. What area of your life kind of fits that script, and see how you can kind of reorganize or reprioritize what truly matters, so that you can lift that burden off of yourself. And that's why I feel like a lot of things are out of your control, because I do feel like you've been trying to do so many things or have so many things go an exact way, and it's been causing some insecurities to come up. And I feel like you're being faced with these insecurities so that they can be healed and moved on from, and so that you learn how to maybe not completely get rid of your want or your desire for control, but you can at least understand when you are going past the limit, or when you're trying to control things that you have literally no control over. I see a need to really focus on what you can control and literally try your best to release anything else that you cannot. It's specifically a timing of when things happen, or how something should happen, when and how things should happen. I really feel like are kind of left up in the air. We can plan all day, but that's just not how life works sometimes. So your reading is definitely kind of making me feel all over the place. At least that's how I feel the messages were all over the place, because I do feel so many aspects of your life are changing, and I feel like you're grasping for control in some area of your life. But right now I feel it's really asking you to tap into your ability to be adaptable, and to see just how able you are to move through confusing times, or move through very active, potent times, so that you can truly shed away the darkness, or shed away any facades that you've been having over yourself unknowingly, to really shine your true light and get you to where you're trying to go in a more efficient way. I feel, if you aren't trying to really control the circumstances that are going on around you. But like I said, I do feel it's just a lot going on, to be completely honest. And with this Ace of Pentacles, I do want to say nurture yourself through this process. Ensure that you're promoting good, healthy habits. You are getting into your body often. And I mean like walking or just sitting. It's like engaging your body to make sure you're feeling alive. I don't know. It's like getting into your senses. With the Ace of Pentacles reversed, maybe get a self-help book that you've been looking into, or something like that. But let's see what other messages want to come out. I need to shuffle these just a little bit. Shuffle them just a little bit. One of them flipped over. I hate when that happens because I always lose it. Oh man. Sorry, you guys. No. There we go. And it was the 7th house. So there could be some partnership energies, some business deals, or just some relationships that are going to test you in some way. But let's see. What else do they need to know? Jupiter, I love that. So things are looking pretty good overall, and that's why I feel like they're hyper focusing on whatever you're hyper focusing on. Of course. And it's like if you hyper focus on the things that aren't going right, you will miss out on the opportunities that are presenting themselves to you because your focus is being drawn away from what's most important to you. And that's why I feel like it's important for you to get an understanding of what your values truly are so that you can stay steady and disciplined and focused despite everything else that's going on. Because I do feel a lot of fortune here. For sure, especially with this sun card. It's always a positive card to have the sun. So in any way or in any aspect of your life, I do feel good things are happening. And it's important to know that, to not be illusioned by any of the difficulties that life presents, because we will always have to combat challenges to grow. Jupiter is all about growth, expansion, and rewards. And how can you get those? Jupiter is very generous, so you don't even have to do too much to get anything from Jupiter. But yeah, let me just keep going. What was I just talking about? Illusions. And I feel like Neptune here, Jupiter and Neptune are actually really close. I think they're both in Pisces right now when I'm filming. This is timeless. I do feel a lot of expansion, like Neptune and Jupiter together. That is an overabundance of expansion, like spread it out forever and ever. So I do feel it's very important to stay grounded in the midst of all of this change, because there can be a tendency to not see things clearly, especially with Neptune in the mix, or have a false perception of reality, especially when Jupiter and Neptune are together. Like, to be honest, I love these energies. I know Neptune can be problematic, but it's still like a sense of generosity and compassion here. And I feel to direct that towards yourself first and foremost, and to also be compassionate towards other people, but don't allow them to take advantage of you. I like to think of Pisces when these two cards come together, and it's like, don't be the little fish amongst the sharks, okay? Because trust and believe, Pisces is just a little baby fish. There's another fish there, okay? Remember that. But anyway, let me not do too much. Yeah, I really feel like you're coming into a stronger sense of self and really standing up for yourself in a new way. The benefics are here, okay? I just want to emphasize the fact that good things are happening, and I just feel like they're focusing on trying to give you motivation to overcome maybe the irrational circumstances that may be thrown at you, because life will still have those, because life is life and life is not life without challenges. So amongst the beautiful and great things here, I really want to emphasize the fact that you will not be missing out. You will not miss out, because I really feel like the opportunities that present themselves to you will be hard to miss, especially with the sun. I keep coming back to the sun, but you will be hard to miss. I feel like you're just drawing a lot of attention to you right now, and it's important that you take advantage of this time and not be brought down by those who are jealous or just are projecting insecurities, and take action. Continue to take action towards well, your private life came up. I was going to say take action towards your goals, but I really feel like prioritizing your feelings, your emotions, what you do in your downtime, how you relax. I really feel being more proactive about setting things in place to help you, because if you don't have a solid foundation within yourself of feeling energized and rejuvenated, you will not be able to show up in the world in the way that would be most optimal. So I really feel like you're getting that understanding of prioritizing yourself will help you to be the best that you can be in all areas of your life, and that is going to bring you a lot of abundance and growth. And can we get one more, please? For group 3, one more. Just we have Earth again. I saw that. So it's definitely asking for you to be mindful of your mind and not to get too stuck in it. Do what you need to do to get out of your mind, get into your body, get into your heart. Do things that help you to realize that you are a human, whether that be taking a bath, walking around, stretching. Yes, stretch that body. Anything to connect you with the earth in general. And I also want to say with this earth card to reuse, renew, and recycle. I don't even know if I said that right. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Because the earth needs our efforts. We need to pay attention to what we're doing to this earth. Please, you guys. Yes, for the betterment of society, we must. So do what you can, okay? We can all make a difference. We can all make an impact to save the precious and beautiful, most abundant and life-giving earth. We literally live here. So might as well treat it right. But anyway, I do feel with the 11th house in Mars, there's a lot of energy here and I'm kind of getting tired, so I'm gonna have to cut your reading short. Okay, I have to prioritize myself. So yes, you're gonna be interacting with society more. I feel like interacting with your friends, but that is all I can really do for you tonight or today, group 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comments how it resonated. Leave it a like and subscribe for more. But I would really love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If they're negative or rude, you can keep them to yourself. But if they're constructive and positive, no toxic positivity, of course, but constructive, I will be open to it. So do what you will. And I'll leave it at that. Until the next time, I send you so much love, so many happy blessings, and I hope that you do your best and keep pushing forward, because that's all we can do. But yeah, I'm about to go eat, chill, really just relax and get ready for tomorrow. So hopefully you guys do the same, and I'll chat with you later. Bye.